Oh man. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, if that's your sort of thing. Um, just want to wish everybody happy holiday spending. This is kind of the time, especially around these particular days right here, um, that everyone starts to spend a lot of money. I know even during this pandemic that people are still somehow finding lots of money in order for them to go and spend gifts and all sorts of things. Now, when it comes to food, this is mostly outside of our budget. Most of us have a budget, depending on your family size, anywhere to $300 to $500 a month. Now, you have a lot of family coming over, and hopefully they're bringing some side dishes or a main dish. Doesn't matter. You're probably spending, shoot, anywhere from $600 to $800, just depending. I don't know when it comes to drinks and the food and sides and desserts and all those things. Um, but I want to keep you guys informed that you should try to stay within your budget during this holiday season because it can get very expensive. And we don't know what this new wave of the coronavirus was actually going to happen. And I don't want people to really operate outside their normal budget. I mean, there's going to be a little bit of increase there, but you have Thanksgiving, then you have Black Friday, then you have Cyber Monday, and then people are starting to think about Christmas. Here's the thing: in my household, we don't do all the decorations. We don't do like most people say the holiday season begins in October, right? With Halloween. First of all, we don't celebrate Halloween. When it comes to Thanksgiving, we only really celebrate Thanksgiving in the sense of a meal, okay? Like getting family together, maybe reflect on a couple of things, but not the whole traditional past and history of how supposedly Thanksgiving started. And we don't do decorations for that either. When it comes to in our neighborhood, people with some really nice houses and things like that, we don't do any decorations when it comes to all the lighting. People are paying people anywhere from $200 to $1,000 to put lights on their house, which is it's going to look good at night, and of course it's going to increase your electricity bill. But we don't really see the value in it. So a lot of times during a holiday, from either October, all the way to New Year's, people spend tons and tons of money. It's absolutely ridiculous. That I think you guys should really save your money. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, it's for the kids. The kids like it. Let me tell you something about these kids. Even when we were kids, you enjoyed those lights on that home for how long? For about a good 3 to 4 minutes, right? You went out there, oh, it's pretty. You walk through the neighborhood, everybody else has lights, and that was it, right? It just makes things look really nice for a short period of time, and it increases your electricity bill. Okay, maybe in my mind I'm still a little bit of hood. Maybe I'm still a little bit ghetto, but I'm not going to be spending excessive money on putting lights on my home and then paying the electric bill. I'm not going to do that. Let's see what else. Gift buying. I know a lot of you out there, a lot of you aunties and uncles and nephews and cousins and brothers and sisters, you have to buy a gift for everybody. Maybe you have a decent job, maybe you've been saving up to buy, all of your family members gifts or whatever. And I know if I say that not everyone you want to buy a gift is deserving, you're going to tell me that's not the point. Then I'm going to ask you, what is the point? What is the point of buying people gifts? Expensive gifts or gifts in general or with money you don't even have. This is the problem. I'm not going to get into the biblical or the historic significance of Christmas and exchanging of gifts and why people turn out to do that. I'm just going to say this. If I was you, especially during this money crunch, especially during this time of uncertainty, with people losing their jobs, people being furloughed, people hours being limited and days are being limited. A lot of my friends who had, who have and who had jobs had limited hours or were furloughed for a moment. And that doesn't help the family out a month. But a lot of people are not thinking about the here and now. They're not, they're thinking about, and I hope they're thinking about the future. we live so much in the moment. And I know for myself growing up, the mindset that my family gave me is they always would say, "Oh, well, you never know when you're gonna die." And I'm like, and I had that mindset growing up. That was really deep embedded in my consciousness. And then, I got to a point in my life. I said, "Well, what if I live for tomorrow? What if I live the next day?" Here's the thing: most of those family members are still alive. Most of my family members who said, "Well, you can die any day," so they were just living it up at the moment. Guess what? They're still alive. This is over 20, 30 years ago. They're still alive. So, regardless of how you think about the future is imminent and you may survive. You may survive to be 60, 70, 80, 90. You don't know the day nor the time of your demise or when you may pass away. You just don't know. But you shall always be preparing for tomorrow, especially when it comes to your finances. Because the word finances, in the sense of tangible money, can run out. It can run out if you don't fund it. It will run out if you're not investing. It will run out if you're not saving. And I know during this time, there's a tug of war with your heart. There's an actual tug of war with your heart. You're trying to figure out, should I buy my son or daughter, my husband or wife, this particular gift? Now, granted, I want a PlayStation 5. I can't find a PlayStation 5. They're selling PlayStation 5s on the internet for $1,000. The PlayStation 5 with the hard disk is $500, and just the digital version is $400. I'm not paying $1,000 for a video console. I would rather buy a computer, but that's just me. So I'm telling you, mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers out there, regardless of how much money you have, don't go out there and buy expensive gifts, especially 100% over retail price. A lot of us like to shop without limits. I go on Facebook every now and again, and I'll watch these videos about these gold diggers. Of course, that it's tailored toward women, but we know that gold diggers can be men too. Gold diggers can be men too. I don't like to call them gold diggers when they're men. I like to call them leeches, most likely. Men are like leeches. They may come in with some money, but then after that, they don't really have that much, But even with that, I was just showing that a lot of these women on there, and I know I'm not trying to be sexist because, again, it goes both ways. But on this particular account, these women on there, let me give me 1 second. My phone is blowing up all of a sudden. These women on there would not give these men the time of day until these women saw their car. Like, this guy was just dressed in maybe some, flip flops or some tennis shoes and some jeans, and they won't give him the time of day. You ever thought about that? Your family and some of your friends could be gold diggers. You ever thought about it like that? Did you ever think about that? Have you ever had somebody to tell you what they wanted for a holiday versus you asking them what they wanted? It kind of tells me that doesn't matter what holiday season we're in, that people have special interests. Some people have a spirit of greed, and regardless of how they get it, they will manipulate, they will use you, they will coerce, convince you into getting them what they want. They will come to you and say, "Hey, I want this for Christmas." You're like, "Hold up, I didn't ask you what you, wait a minute, hold up." I'm trying to really let you guys know that not because of Corona-19, not because the future is uncertain about the way the markets will go, the way your job will go, whether you have your own business or not. But you have to be a good steward of your finances regardless of the season. But this is the season that I've noticed that most people don't have a conscience. They just kind of like wild out in their finances. And if you wild out in your finances, I want to leave you with this. And I'm not going to leave. I mean, this is kind of my mantra, what I say a lot. Once you buy that person all that stuff, once you buy yourself all of that stuff, what are you going to have from that? And I'm not saying don't go out and buy yourself nice stuff. I'm not saying that at all. I buy myself nice stuff all the time, but I'm not going to go to the poorhouse because I want to buy other people nice stuff and I want to buy myself nice stuff. Okay? If you work your butt off, you do deserve to have some nice things in your life. But I'm saying be cognizant and be aware of those people who use you, especially during the season like this. The season like this for what they want in life. And they use phrases like, oh, you're my auntie, you're my uncle, and you got your, sometimes you'll have even your kids, your grown ass kids hit you up. Now, one of our sons, he's 20, he didn't even tell me what he wanted for Christmas or his birthday. He usually gives me this long laundry list. And I say, hey man, I'm picking 3 things. And I'm picking the 3 things, not him. I say, hey man, what are you getting? What do you want for Christmas? And I don't really call it Christmas anymore. This is the way I look at it. I do not call it Christmas anymore. I call it gift giving season or gift giving time, GGT or GGS. And somebody said, why do you call it that? I said, it's Christmas for a very long time. Believe it or not, even though we like to cover it up, has never been about Jesus, has never been about the 3 kings, has never been about in the barn in the manger, has never been about it. It's been about giving people gifts. Let me ask you this, because a lot of people may, disagree, which that's fine. I love a good I love a good disagreement. But let me ask you this. This country supposedly was founded on Christianity, right? It's all on our money. We have the most Christian churches in the world. I mean, next to Europe, which is in Europe, they're kind of like mostly Catholic because of the Vatican, et cetera, but they have a lot of Christian churches as well. But we by far have the most. Why do Christians somehow teach and inform and manipulate their kids into believing in Santa Claus? Let's take, for instance, I don't want to get too deep, but I want to get too deep because this gift giving thing, it bothers me to the point where I know a lot of people go broke. I know a lot of people become homeless, believe it or not, for gift giving because they put things on their credit card and they use their credit card as an extension of wealth, all because of this holiday season. But let me say this. Why in a mostly Christian country, those same Christians teach, influence, project, and show their kids Santa Claus? That a mystical fat white dude or black or Hispanic or Asian, but most likely white, is coming down the chimney or through the door, through a window, to give free gifts to all the boys and girls if they're good. Which is a total lie. Why are we replacing, if you're a Christian, that narrative? Let's say, for instance, Halloween. Halloween, believe it or not, people spend a lot of money on decorations. Not so much on candy, but on decorations, right? Oh, and costumes. Yeah, they spend a lot of money on costumes. What are you celebrating Halloween for? It's just my question. It's about money. I want you to think deeper than the surface I'm giving you. Okay? So let's go back a little bit. I was kind of far forward. Let me back up. Halloween. Most likely that holiday is a celebration of ghosts, goblins, and demons and devils, right? But what you're going to say to me is, oh, come on, it's for the kids. It's for fun. Okay. Everybody went to the club and was doing cocaine. I've never done cocaine, but the people who was doing cocaine, it looked like fun. Did I do it? Hell no. Everybody over your aunt's house was on heroin. When they was high as hell, it looked like fun. Did you do heroin? You get what I'm getting at, right? I know I'm beating a dead horse when I'm saying just because everybody else is doing don't mean you need to do it. And here's another thing. When you don't do what everybody else is doing, they try to make you feel like the oddball out. I'm one of the people, I take pride in being the odd person, just the weird person in the room. Like I'm the person that comes, they say, hey, this is an all-white party. I'm the person that comes in a black suit with white shoes. I'm not going to even get into these all purple, all black, all white parties. Thanksgiving. People spend tons and tons of money on decorations and food. What is behind Thanksgiving? I know that Thanksgiving over the course of these, generations and decades has been transformative to a time where everybody can take off from work and we bring everyone in and we have a great meal together and we reminisce about times of old and we talk about futuristic things. We talk about, I'm just saying for my community, who got killed, who got shot, who got locked up. Oh, he started a business. Now that's great news. Okay. But a lot of times we spend a lot of unnecessary money. And a lot of you feel pressured. A lot of you feel obligated. And a lot of you just simply want to fit in. You guys are going to learn a hard lesson of just doing you. You know that term? Man, just do you, man. Yeah, I'm just doing me. You know that one person, he just in the middle of the floor, he may be a little tipsy, but he just doing him. He just having a good time. He don't care what nobody thinking about. That's me. I'm that guy. I don't care about what everybody else is doing. Now, granted, if I see something I like, I might copy your style. But for the most part, just because everybody else has it don't mean I need it. Now, Christmas. I'm back to Christmas. Now, I know somebody on here. Let me read your notes. What's going on, Nolan Baptiste? Miss One. And we got Tanya Levert. I think that's right, Levert. She says they don't know the truth. And Miss One says, never taught my kids that because it's a lie, just like the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy. I mean, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We have to understand that a lot of these holidays are coming from the dominant society. Okay. The only reason why I say dominant society is not that they, I am saying that. I'm saying that dominant society because we live in a system of oppression and anything that they project to us, okay, anything they project to us over and over and over again, it deeply embeds inside of our subconscious. And then now you're doing stuff that's out of routine. Watch here. Watch this. Now we about to, because this is all a holiday season from October to February, right? Because you got Valentine's Day in February. Guys, mostly guys. I know some girls do it. Guys are going to go out in droves. Guys are going to go out in these large groups and going to buy females. Some of these females they're going to just meet or just met like a month or 2 months or 3 months or something like that. And they're going to go spend thousands of dollars on jewelry, on flowers and candy and all sorts of bull crap. Okay? And it's absolutely going to mean anything. It's not going to mean nothing. You know what? I really started questioning myself around my mid-20s. Why in the hell was I buying grown women teddy bears and candy? And then the other question I had when I gave these women these teddy bears and candy, why in the hell was they taking it? I was wondering when a woman was like, hey, I'm a grown-ass woman. I don't want no damn teddy bear. What a teddy bear going to do for me, right? But that's kind of the world that we live in. We live in a world that when people buy something for you, it's kind of like a gateway into their soul. It's like when a woman is on a date with a man And some women, these new age women, these millennial women, and some Generation X women, like, I'll pay my own, dinner. I'm like, well, I'm a gentleman. I invited you. I'll pay. Well, I don't want you to expect nothing. And I get it, because they have dealt with other men that expected something. We have to be very cognizant of those people we keep in our circle, because they can be the ones that really can change the way you think about things. You had a girlfriend, you had one of your buddies in your ear, right? That constantly told you something over and over again. And then it got to a point where you started believing, even though it was a lie, even though you didn't have proof. What about this? What about if one of your girlfriends or one of your guy friends bought their kids some things, and you felt as though, don't lie now, you felt as though you had to either match it or top it. Who are you in competition with? That's the question. Are you in competition with them, with yourself, or are you in competition with who's spending more money? Because this is what I learned about our community. We like to spend money we don't have. We like to put up the appearance. And we make sure when we put up this appearance, ladies and gentlemen, we make sure we put it up on the gram. We make sure we put it up on Facebook, not so much Twitter. And we like to put it up on YouTube. We like to put it up on all social media to show people we're balling, to show people that we're doing better. But the truth of the matter is, majority of people who do all that stuff, they're lying. They're fakes, they're frauds, they're phonies. Because I always like, well, show me where you live. Show me how you live in. Don't show me your car. Then, okay, well, you got the car, you got the house. Well, now show me how much you got in your bank account. Show me that. Show me what you have in your bank account. That's what I want to know. Boy, Amazon Prime is out here. Woo, 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 woo. Amazon. Good afternoon, Ashley Hawkins. Good afternoon. No holiday spending for me, no holiday eating either. I don't know about that, Ashley. I'm going to do some holiday eating now. My lady down there about to cook them two turkeys, going to deep fry them now. I'm cooking the mac and cheese. And she's going to make that sweet potato casserole from Ruth Chris. Because when we came out of Cancun, when we was in Cancun last week, we went to Ruth Chris. But you guys shouldn't be spending your life savings on gifts and things of that matter in order to put up appearances. Okay? I don't want you guys to go into the poorhouse. I don't want you guys to be heavily in debt. I don't want you guys to be heavily in debt about the way that you go with your finance when it comes to this holiday season. Okay. Hey guys, sorry. I was having technical difficulties. So if you guys getting a mixed stream here, I might have to go and fix some things. But where was I at? I think I was talking about the amount of money that we spend on holiday, shopping. So I had some technical difficulties. I think I might just cut this one short and come back on. I'll make it a part 2. I see people coming back in the chat. I'll just make it a part 2 so that way people will get the stream. All right, I'm coming back.